guys, welcome to Heather's Treasures instead of Whippoorwill Creations. And this episode is all about fixing jewelry. So we're going to post this on Friday for Fix It Friday. And there used to be an eyeball in here. And I'm just going to show you, this is a failed eye. So I just need to scrape it off and start over. It used to sit in here like this. But the problem is, when I got these bracelet blanks, if you can see that there's little two patches? There used to be a cup that was poorly welded. And I had taken 5-minute epoxy and glued it to that cup. So now I can't attach it without doing some finagling. I've got my wire here. I've got some black core wire, which is what I used, and some brown 26 gauge that I did the weaving. I feel really bad. My customer spent money on this and it came apart on her. I can't say that, well, it's partially my fault. I should have been a little bit more heavy on the wire wrapping to keep it secure, so that if that welding did ever come apart, the eye would have still stayed in place. So we will make it. We will make it. We will fix it. Okay, we're back. I've got the eye in there, and now I'm going to very carefully turn it over, and we're going to apply some more UV resin. Now, I don't know if this UV resin is going to be secure enough. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over, just make sure nothing's shifted on me. Nope. So now I'm going to hit it underneath the UV light. So while that's curing, I'm going to get some wire here. I'll just pull off about 3 feet, maybe 4. And I'm going to cut off, this is 6.5 inches. We're going to go 8. I want to just make sure I have enough. So this black wire is 20 gauge and the brown wire is 26 gauge. I think what I'll do is I'll start in the middle. So I wrapped it around twice. And I'm just going to cinch it together. Since this is coated wire, I've got to be very careful not to scratch it. And we're going to try to do a basket weave or corset weave. So I'm doing, if I'm looking at it this way, I'm going clockwise. And now I'm going to come between the two, and I'm going to go counterclockwise twice. Bring that down between the two. Oh, gotta hang on to it there. Wrap it around clockwise twice. Bring it down between the two. And now, being that this is soft wire, dead soft, it's going to be tricky, kind of tricky. I need a sip of coffee here. To keep these even. So you don't want to pull too hard. You just want to kind of just lay it over, wrap it around, and bring it to the bottom. So I'm just going to repeat this until I have it the width that I need to encase the bottom half of that glass cabochon. Okay, I'm ready to start tapering this down. I think that's what I want to do. So I've got enough here to create a bottom effect. So now to taper it down, I'm going to just kind of like pinch it like that. Turn my ends of my wire out so I can easily weave it. And I want it about to there. So now what you do, push, hopefully my fingers won't be in the way here. Let me zoom in a little. I'm going to take my fingernail's broken, but I'm going to take my finger down and I'm going to hold that wire down. So essentially what you're doing is you're keeping it from springing forward because we're tapering down and wire has a tendency to want to do that, wants to slide. So whichever fingernail works best for you, your thumb or your pointer finger, you just want to make sure you're holding it in place so that it doesn't slide on you. I'm trying very hard to stay in the camera. Ugh. I've avoided doing wire videos because I'm just horrible at staying inside the camera view. And I've tried so many different ways. I've tried tape, I've tried framing, and I just get so focused on what I'm doing, I forget all about the camera. So for that, I really apologize. But I'm trying really hard to stay inside. Now we're going to come on to this end and do the same thing. And when I'm done with that, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I forgot to turn the camera back on. I have put this up against the cab. And I put one wire in through the top and the other wire through the middle. And on this side, I put them both through the top. On this one, I wrapped it just once around the top wire. And now I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get this so that it will actually stay where I want it. We're still loose here. Now, I've got one wire coming up on one side and one coming up on the other side. So I'm going to pull that up that way and try to sweep this around. And I want to try to make a little swirl. I try to wrap this up right up in here. I was going to do a swoop, but this is underneath the eye, so you're not going to see it. So I'm going to just go ahead and reinforce the wrapping around the wire. And I think I'm going to do this a couple times on this with this wire here. And I crossed over, so I got to pull that back out. Feed it through the right one. Okay, do that again. My wire is getting stiff on me, but that's all right. That's good. Okay, we'll snip that wire off. And I have to bring it up right through here and have it sandwiched right in there. Can you see what I'm doing okay? Wish I could see what I was doing. Okay, there's that. I think for some added interest, I want to add a black wire right there. I'm going to give myself 12 inches on this one, because I don't know where I want to go with it yet. Oh, thought it was slipping. It was. Okay, so get that back down. There, that'll secure that there. There we go. I am tearing this wire up. Okay, now one more thing. This bothers me. It's this wire right here. So I'm going to give it a shove, which is hard to do with these beads. And I'm going to give this a pinch. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Alright, so I've got the cabochon UV resin. I trapped it at the bottom. I've trapped it at the top, going around it and pulling it back in so that it will keep it secure. And it's smaller than the diameter, so that's good. This is the same way. This is not coming off. She would have to smash that to get it to come off. Pretty good fix. I would wear that. Of course, I have a big wrist. It doesn't fit my wrist. I can't get it on. I can't get it off. There we go. Oh, that's a tight one. Cute. All right. I can contact the customer now and give this back to her. So, accidents happen, guys. In the 7 years that I've been making jewelry, this is only the third piece that's ever come back to me that had to be repaired. So, I think that's a pretty good return. But it happens, and when it does, I happily repair it because I stand behind my work. Just looking for Mars, or Mars as in marred up. I want to make sure that there's a spot right there. So 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got some Testors enamel paint. This is like where you get this in the car modeling thing. It doesn't really have a good label on it, just a bunch of warnings. Oh, you need a toothpick. So where's my cup of toothpicks? I don't want a dirty paintbrush with this enamel paint. Okay. I just need a tiny little dab. Okay, that's good. All right, so now we let that dry. Now, in the past, I have used Sharpie marker. That wears off. I'm here to tell you. This will wear off the same time as anything else, but it will last much longer than a black Sharpie marker or a Sharpie marker that's the same color. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate you stopping in. I hope you learned something from this video. A way to troubleshoot, how to fix, repair kind of thing when something comes back to you. If you did, I'd love a thumbs up and a share. Creepy, isn't it? Till next time. Love you. Bye-bye.